It's freaking tragic, dude.
I know, right? It wouldn't be a happy ending. It'd be a tragedy. So I ended up dying of a heart attack halfway there, and they'd end up, making it home and never finding my body because it'd be buried under snow. And
Bro. Already right off the bat.
I'm a very crisp boy. Yeah.
I'm a crisp boy. That sounds like a song. I have a dog here.
You have a dog?
I have a dog to my left. Hi.
So your dogs are normally not allowed in the studio with you.
Things have changed. I'm taking on a more laid back approach.
I love that.
So that door cracked up there. I kind of cracked it, and then I was like, move my mouse. And then I just went, yeah, no, I'm just whatevs.
Yeah, man. Whatevs. That's the name of the game, And if somebody doesn't like it, they can go kick rocks.
Yeah, it's the Whatevs podcast.
Yeah, the Whatevs podcast. We definitely are not a podcast. I have realized that.
Okay, I literally died when I was opening the link, and you literally called it "Don't call it a comeback."
Right. Don't call it a comeback. This is definitely not a podcast. It's definitely not a show. We do have like 30, 35, regular listeners, which is great. It's mostly friends or people we've become friends with, which is awesome. Which is kind of like more like what it's supposed to be, anyways.
Yeah.
Because I think more than anything, this is just a practice in cathartic a gathering, gathering to get things
gathering.
Out, right? So yeah, don't call it a comeback, don't call it a podcast, don't call it a show. We is what we is.
It is. It's whatevs.
It's whatevs, man. I am super stoked to finally be back on. We've been gone a minute.
Bro, it just like happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like just stuff went crazy. I mean, you with your job interviews, and then your second interviews, and then the decision of which job to take. I'll let you get into all that. Me with dude, I've got some stuff to share over on this end.
Okay, well, and I'm excited. We got some stuff to talk. I have marked off. We have an hour.
Awesome.
And then I got to take dogs out because
nice
unblanket the horse because the temperature's rising. So.
Is it so? What's the temp right there for you guys?
It is 26 finally, but she's blanketed, so it's gonna get too warm for her later.
Yeah,
but it was like 3 degrees last night when we went to bed.
Wow!
Yeah,
holy cow!
Yeah.
So now you have not gone through the snowpocalypse that the Midwest has gone through.
Oh my God, we missed that. So the storm hit us. We had the clouds, the wind, some snow flurries, but it blew up once it passed us.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am grateful for that because I mean, we are still covered in snow, but it's not that snow.
No,
like, it's unreal.
It's unreal. Like, and I say all of this knowing that our friends and family and Americans and human beings in California are going through literal hell right now.
Yeah.
So I say this knowing that this does not compare to that, but for where we are at in our town right here, it's unreal. Like the world stopped. Like, so Saturday night, we were supposed to get a wintry mix at like around 5 or 6 p.m. It turned into just like straight ice rain. And so like within 15 minutes of being good, it went to not even emergency vehicles can move. Like it was like, it was horrifying. The most horrifying part about it was that, like I said, it wasn't supposed to start till like 5 or 6. My whole family went out to Raymore at about 2:30.
Oh.
And so I called them because I went out and looked at the cars, and I called them and I said, hey, the cars are a sheet of ice. You guys got to get home.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we've been trying for 20 minutes to get out of the parking lot. We can't move.
Oh no. Are you serious?
So like, I'm not freaking out yet. I do freak out, but I'm not freaking out yet. So I said, okay, I start looking on MapQuest, finding side streets to get her, basically what I'm looking for is side streets that are like downhill or flat and not uphill, right? Just trying to find whatever to get them onto a main vein.
Right.
And so we finally get them onto 58. and they go to 58 to 291, and it's slow going. She's she's talking to me the whole time. Lily has the MapQuest on, so I can navigate her. Uh, and they're starting to get nervous because they're sliding everywhere. They can't move. There's a gas station right there on 58 and 291. So I said hit that gas station, take a breather, chill out, use the restroom, fill up in case you get stuck, that kind of thing. Right. So they did that. And from that gas station to our house is about 13, 14 miles. Okay. So it's like not very far when you think about it, but
but when you add the weather and the ice.
Yeah, when the entire road is ice at this point, and like the news is already showing, like one precinct locally had 338 emergency calls, like in the first like 15 minutes. So yeah, and the emergency vehicles couldn't get anywhere, like because like they're showing it on the news, like, and you can pull videos up like on YouTube, Kansas City, winter weather, whatever. Like cars are just like you go to go forward, and then all of a sudden you're like going sideways and backwards. Like it's just like there was just no traction. It was nuts. So they get back on 291. They're heading home. I'm praying. I'm nervous. It's scary because it's completely helpless. And completely helpless. I can't be there to help. I can't be there to to make decisions, to drive, to do whatever. It's like, I can't do anything. About 5 minutes later, Lily texted and said, "We're stopped." I said, "Why you stopped?" She said, "We don't know." So I pulled up on MoDOT, and I saw that that whole stretch of 291 had been shut down. Because it had iced over, and at the bottom of this stretch is a dam. Okay, so it's like going down a skating rink onto a dam. Like it's not happening. So I'll try to wrap this up since you only have an hour. But long story short, they were stuck in that position for 2 hours. Once they finally got MoDOT out there to get a sand vehicle to lay sand down and get everybody moving, they were like, "Okay, you can move." She moved literally about 2 cars and then started sliding backwards.
Oh shit, dude.
And so long story short, they were stuck. My whole family, from Decky all the way to Amanda, my whole family was stuck on 291 on the ice with no help for about 5.5 hours.
Oh my
12
god.
at this point, 12 miles from home. Like so I'm like freaking out. I'm pacing. Like I'm not gonna lie, I teared up, because the feeling of helplessness was real.
Well, as a provider too, you
Right.
and I have talked about that. Like
Right.
you really do embody that role, and
Yeah.
now you can't.
Yeah, I couldn't. There was
yeah.
nothing. So I'm at the point now where I'm getting ready to put my heavies on, put my boots on,
Yeah.
and I'm a hike. I'm gonna grab a stroller, throw all the blankets and coats I can in there. I'm grabbing a stroller and I'm hiking the 12 miles in the ice to pick them up and give them all their coats and decky, and we're gonna hike back. That's where we were at, and it was like so freaking scary. Finally, they got a heavy duty emergency vehicle, police vehicle, to come in and help push them around so they could go the other way, because the other way was like a little bit downhill, so they could actually move a little bit. Pushed them the other way and got them onto a side road, and they're like, the side road had a firehouse, so they're like, either stay here for the night, or you can try to use the side road, because if you take it south and east, it'll get you all the way to Allendale, which is the street we live off of. So it's like 12 miles of treacherous, because and this is right along the lake, so all 12 miles.
Gross,
dude. It was harrowing. So they finally got home. They were all flipping out. I was flipping out, so I went out and got them all. She couldn't get up the driveway, so the car is like now like stuck on the driveway, sliding down the street.
Oh shit!
I'm like, holy crap. So I get everybody out, and I jump in the driver's seat, and I just try to, with ice, you have to let the ice do its thing, because you can't do anything against it, right?
Yeah, no.
So I let the wheels go where they want to. I figure out where the wheels want to go. I punch the engine that way, so I kind of do a spin, get enough momentum to go down the hill, around the block the other way, come back down with momentum to get into the driveway, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this momentum. I completely missed the driveway because the ice just had other plans. I go into the front yard. And so now the van is in the front yard. I have pictures. I'll send you a picture of the van sitting in the front yard, covered in ice. But I'm like, you know what? That's where it's staying.
It's gonna be there.
It's off the street, so the plows can still get through whenever, because this is just the precursor, right? This is the night before the storm. This,
Oh,
yeah, so
that's
this is just the
right.
precursor. So I was like, okay, it's off the street. I'm cool. I'm getting inside and loving on my family. That's all I'm gonna do. So the next morning, I come out and we had gotten officially in Lee Summit 12 inches, uh, 12 inches of freaking snow on
Which
top
for
of the ice.
you, I was gonna say,
Oh
is
yeah,
that
normally a big snow for us would be like 3 to 6 inches.
yeah, that's what I thought,
Yeah,
because that was like in Arizona,
yeah,
6 inches would shut down a town.
yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 inches would shut down the town. But no, so all the highways leading to I-70, that
Yeah.
highway shut down. All the highways in and out of Kansas City were shut down. Like there was zero, like it was like a ghost town. It was crazy. And so I spent the rest of the day trying to get Amanda's car out of the yard and into the driveway. And I end up getting stuck out in the street long ways. So I'm blocking the entire street and I can't move.
Oh,
So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, dude." Like it's just like it's just piling on. There's nothing. What? Why? Of course we know why, because the freaking storm sucks.
the weather
But
was like, "Not today."
oh dude, it was terrible. So a neighbor saw me and he's like, "You want help?" I was like, "Man, I'll definitely take help." So we start doing it, not getting any movement. We throw sand under the tires, we throw carpet under the tires, throw 2x4s under the tires, just anything to try to get a little bump, but we're not moving,
Anything.
and it's right in the middle of the street. So finally, I put out on Facebook. There's a Greenwood community, and I put out there. I was like, "Look, anybody want to help a desperate dad get a car up onto the driveway so that we don't get towed and ticketed and all this crap?" And sure enough, man, dudes came from all over the neighborhood. They're like, "Let's freaking get this." So we had like a motley crew of dudes out there, and my wife jumped in the driver's seat. There's like 5 dudes behind, and we're like, 1, 2, 3, push, huh? And we muscled that thing all the way up through the snow and ice, all the way up into the driveway, and it was like, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
you might as well have like filmed your own movie.
Oh, it
Like,
was. I felt like the desperate dad in the movie at one point where like, I'm gonna like get all my gear. I'm gonna go save the family. Except for I'd probably die of a heart attack like halfway there, and the movie wouldn't end well. So but that's what I felt like. So,
it's
uh,
freaking tragic, dude.
I know, right? It wouldn't be a happy ending. It'd be a tragedy. So I ended up dying of a heart attack halfway there, and they'd end up making it home and never finding my body because it'd be buried under snow. And yeah, it'd be sad news.
That's so sad.
Yeah, right. But it didn't end that way. It didn't end that way. It ended well. Uh, we're back, man. We're back, and I'm excited. We talk every day on text, and that's fun. But it's we have not talked in person
No.
for a minute, and something that made me so happy. I shared it with you yesterday, but when I was talking to
Adam.
talking to Adam, because he's right there. He's like, I think he's 10 blocks from his house being destroyed.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because I was seeing stuff shared on his stories about the fire.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like right there. They're packed up. Everything's packed up in the cars. The car is aimed towards safety. So like, if they get the go signal, they go and their house is
They
gone.
go.
Like
It's a
they're
scary
right there.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary. That's
yeah. So I was talking to him a little bit yesterday, and it's crazy because his new story, the story that he's working on after he took a break from Cyrus, um, the climax of the story, Act 3, ends up with the Hollywood Hills being burnt to the ground.
I just got like full body chills. That's weird.
Yeah. So he's like, I have to rewrite that whole Act 3, don't I? I was like, it's your call. It's
It's
your
your
call.
call. I
It's
mean,
100%
don't
your call. So you can either sit on it, for a few years, or whatever, or you can rewrite it. He's like, well, F. He's like, because he wrote it, months ago,
yeah.
but now this happened, and he's like,
It's so interesting you bring that up, because it's like I read the Mr. Mercedes series,
yes.
and it starts off okay, there's several things, but there's a scene in particular where there is a bombing incident with a concert
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
or shooting or whatever, and it's in the book, and I read that series, and not 2 months later, one of the first concerts,
Yeah. Yeah.
happened, and I was like, Oh, that was creepy.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder what Stephen King feels like.
Right, right. Like,
Yeah.
if this had already been out, it'd be a
Yeah.
different story, but
Yeah.
since it's not out yet, it's like, yeah, I probably have
Yeah.
to rewrite that. Or just sit
Maybe.
on it, or just sit on
Yeah,
it,
just
you
sit
know?
on it for
Yeah,
a bit, you know?
until
I
it till
mean,
it, you know, till it dies
yeah.
down. But anyways, in that conversation, he's like, "Oh, by the way, what happened to you and Chelsea? I
We
miss
died.
hearing you guys talk." And I was like, "Well, we talk every day. We've even gotten together, and still recorded. We just
Yeah.
haven't posted it." And he's like, "Well, why not?" I was like, "I don't know, man. She's busy. I'm busy. We're both like kind of just disenchanted with the whole scene at the moment." He's like, "Yeah." And this is the part that cracked me up. The part I sent to you. He's like, "Yeah, but that's the best part is you guys like were so tired of everything and didn't put up with any bullshit. Like he's like you guys just
No.
didn't care." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right." And so I think that's a good thing we're back and to have that mentality going forward, i.e. the cracked door, i.e. the puppy, let's freaking roll.
The guitars, the
The
sword,
guitars,
the drums.
the drums, got my new drum set. What's up?
What's
So
up?
yeah,
And by
it's
the
been
way, my sword is tilted in the background, but we're gonna let it swing.
it's a
So
it's a personal problem. They can fix that with surgery. I've had it done. So yeah, don't worry about that. So talk to me.
why don't you talk to me first?
I just did talk to you. I told you about my harrowing.
You said you had so much to tell me.
Well, that was something. Let's back and forth here. I don't want to take up all
Okay,
the time.
okay, okay.
I mean, I can take up all the time. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Eat mop.
Eat my poo.
I'm not gonna eat your poo. That's gross.
How did poo come into this?
Because you said eat my poo.
Eat my no. No. No.
That you said it, not me. You're the one being gross. I'm not gonna eat your poo. I'm a married man, and that's nasty.
Monk butt.
Monk, darn
I
right,
will
monk butt.
take that joke to my grave.
Yeah, it's a great joke. I tell
Yeah.
that to my nieces and nephews, and I get in trouble.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
when they're older, they'll understand.
Yeah, it's great.
Monk butt.
It's a great joke. Anyway,
It is.
so girl, you a working woman now, huh?
I know. I have joined the corporate ranks again.
Talk to me about this.
Did you hear
What's the
that?
deal there?
That was the sound of my soul cracking.
Well, it was the sound of my soul cracking too. It's a hard reality that sometimes we
Bro.
just have to give
Yeah.
in and join the force. But what's the deal?
So a little bit you referenced, I was doing interviews. I was applying to a lot of jobs. I wanted out of HR. I've been in HR for a while, and then the corporate layoffs, all that fun stuff. Took the year off with freelance work, that. And then I was like, I got to get back into the normal ranks, because financially I want to buy things
Right,
and
right.
not be guilty because, and I'm not going to go on to us, but we've talked about the editing and like
Yeah.
some of that background. But so I did a lot of job applications, and then I saw one for, and I was like, which I don't know if I should be even saying that, but
I'll cut it because
yeah.
you maybe shouldn't. Yeah, so I'll cut it. Yeah.
So people don't know where I work.
Right. Yeah.
So
Although everybody knows I
anyways,
work in St. Louis, so
well, okay, let's put it back. I'm a contractor, right?
right,
So it's
right.
not, I
Yeah,
don't care. I work
right.
there. All right. So anyways, I had the job interviews. They went great. And then I had another job interview come up for a recruiting position, and the pay was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it reflected the years of experience I've done with the work. And I was
Yeah.
just like, but I talked to you, and this is the stuff. Me and Micah talk all the time.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to Micah about this because I was like, I am actually concerned that while the pay looks great, I think I'm going to wind up in the same scenario I've been running into, which is complete mental burnout because it's not the
Right.
job I want
Right.
at all. And so I have absolutely zero desire. I will self-destruct. I get bored. I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the writing's on the wall, but the pay looks great.
Right.
And I mean, they loved me. And so, yeah, but I went forward with this one, and it's completely out of HR. And this week was my first week. I'm doing operation work, a fancy
Awesome.
title called operation specialist, which, let me tell you, definitely not a specialist,
Oh,
but
you are
I'll
a
use it.
specialist.
I will use it for my
Don't you
resume.
ever let anybody tell you that you're not a specialist, Chelsea. You are a
Yeah.
specialist.
my profiles all say it. I'm like,
Darn
you
right.
bet.
Yeah,
I will be your
I
specialist.
I sure am a specialist. It says so right here on my name tag.
Exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
this week has been just like, it has been crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like the training, getting back into that mental bandwidth of like where your brain is going and
Right.
like staring at screens, being on calls and like
Yeah.
all of that. And then they already kind of threw me to the wolves on Wednesday early morning,
Oh,
which was
really?
great. I
Yeah.
wanted to. I hate
Yeah.
training and onboarding. And they've kind of made it clear too that they're not really fans of it either.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page.
Cool. Yeah.
So, but
See, I always, and I say this, I've only had 3 jobs my entire life. But I never minded the onboarding because it's like, hey man, a couple easy days of free money. Like it was like
yeah,
before the job really starts, there's no expectations, or anything like that. It's just like I'm gonna go listen to some
yeah,
jabroni talk, and I'm gonna get paid what I get paid anyway. So
yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
that's good. But I didn't get that.
Oh really?
I was bored. I was
Yeah.
literally just sitting there and I was like, okay, well, and I did work on edits because, smart
Sure.
person here. I'm going
Yeah.
to be paid to work on edits.
Of course.
And,
It's kind of
and
like when I save my poops for actually when I'm in the office.
you should.
Because like if I'm gonna poop, I want to get paid for it. So
Duh.
yeah, so
Why
you
aren't you
get
pooping?
you save your edits for when you're on the clock. I save my poos for when I'm on the clock.
And you should. It's a
Hmm.
smart move.
Hmm.
But yeah, so the thing is then you sit on those calls, those training calls, but they
I
were
thought you
more
were gonna
one
say
on
toilet.
ones.
I thought we were still on
Okay.
my. Okay, you sit on the call. Okay, I got you.
Monk
I'm
butt
on.
toilet. I
Yep, we're
feel
there.
like you're out of hand.
We're there. We're there. No, not out of hand at all.
It's whatevs.
It's what else, bro. That's the new name of this not podcast, not show.
It's whatevs, bro.
And don't call it a comeback.
Call it a comeback. That is literally, that's so glorious.
Because
So glorious.
doesn't Dre have a I can't remember if it's one of his songs. I think it's one of his songs. I think it's off Chronic or Chronic 2.
Yeah.
But he says don't call it a comeback. I've been here the whole time kind of thing. Like
Yes, he does say something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's kind of where I got it from. I'll
Don't
have, I'll
call
have
it a
to look that
comeback.
clip up and see if I can put a little bit of that clip up.
You should because it's
Yeah.
glorious.
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
great.
that's the thing. Like I'm just like I'm a little exhausted.
Sure.
Not gonna lie. My brain is like, okay, I've seen it. Cause it's not training calls when you're like on webinars and stuff like that, like some of those big corporations are. I'm the only person that was onboarded with this team. So it's literally one-on-ones. And
Crazy.
so it's just me and the trainer,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's not like you can be like, okay, twiddle my thumbs.
Right.
You're
Right.
just like, okay, I gotta sit there.
Now, are you on cam when you're
Yeah.
with? And so are you in this position here, or are you like
No.
downstairs on the kitchen?
No, so behind me is my monitor and my work laptop,
Uh-huh.
and so because I have an HDMI cable set up,
Okay.
and then I'd move my camera back to, and then it's more like this,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah.
straight, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I will say I've already made my comfort with the kitchen table because I am still in an entry level position. So I'm like, give me my task, I will go sit at the kitchen table with my
Right.
dogs.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so
Well,
that's what's rolling.
from me and all 34 of our listeners, our watchers, let me just say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the workforce. You're gonna
Unfortunately.
die a slow, miserable death, just like the rest of us. So kudos and bully to you.
Oh my god, it's so true. It's one of those things you're like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, I cannot believe we're back to this. I
Yeah.
am trying to finagle my way into a zip up jacket though that I saw some of the trainers wearing. And I was
Nice.
just like, can I get one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it looks
You should
really
finagle your way
comfortable.
into a training role. Those are
Yeah,
cush roles, man.
they are cush rolls. I
Yeah.
will tell you though, I found some errors already, like some gaps where they could
Yeah.
improve on.
Yeah.
And because I did HR work, so
Sure.
as the onboardee employee, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, and what am I doing? I'm
Yeah.
sitting there making an onboarding document
Yeah.
like a freaking loser.
Let me audit this for you, show you where the
Ex-
mistakes are, fix them, and then you give me
Pay
more
me.
money. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. You give me more money.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
Chelsea, stop what you're doing. Get out of HR.
Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop.
No, but
Keep
did you see my
going.
nails?
I did. Yeah, I've noticed them. I'm trying to figure out what's not Easter yet. What's the theme? Do we have a theme?
No theme. I just
Nope.
really wanted out of Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. So here you go. So my daughter got so Emma, the 18-year-old, got a kind of a kit like yours. I'm sure not
Okay.
as high level as yours, probably like an entry level kit, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're all over the place.
yeah. And so this was an entry level kit, you know. But she wanted to start playing with her nails. I had shown you some of or I shown her some of your pictures and videos and things like, and you know, she's like, oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. So, so for Christmas, my parents got her, you know, the whole deal. And she did them, and she did Amanda's, and she get ready to do Lily's, but it was too late, whatever. And the next day, she woke up with the most gnarly looking rashes all over her face and body.
Oh,
Like like
what?
we have a nurse friend, and so I texted her immediately because again, remember, so she did this during the snow in, and so now we're snowed in. We can't get to the ER, we can't get to a doctor, right? And no, nothing's open yet. So I text Kathy and I said, hey, you know, sorry to bother you on this, you know, silly question, but we can't get to a doctor. You know, what do you think? And her first thought was like, dude, is that freaking shingles? Has she had the chicken pox? I was like, yeah, she's had the chicken pox. And so she was really concerned because one of the rashes, I mean, it was gigantic and it was like crawling all over her eye. And then one was like crawling all over her nose, and it was only on the right side of her body, which is telltale for shingles is to be
Yeah.
on one side of the body. So Kathy said, you know, this, she's like, if you can get out, you might need to get her to the ER. You know, she might need to get on some steroids ASAP. So we're freaking out.
What a freaking
Right. I told you, I got tons of stuff. This is only story number 2 out of like 45. So, you know, I'm kind of pissed you only allotted an hour here.
Oh,
But
dude. When I'm out of training and people aren't staring at me,
right.
I got you.
You know, so yeah, so anyways, long story short, she's like just watch it. She's like, make sure you said no fever, no pain, anything like that. So fortunately the next day it really calmed down. It was all
B-
still there, but it really calmed down.
But
And
what was it?
so we were able to get her into the dermatologist after the plows had all come through. So the next day we were able to get out, and they said it was some kind of contact allergy to the glue in the in the nails.
So, okay, I got a question. What product is she using?
I,
Cuz
I
so
have no idea. I have no.
you do you have it still?
Yeah,
Or
we still got it. Yeah.
send me a photo because
Okay.
there's so not to people are going to be like, "Oh my god, she's lost her mind."
She has lost her mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but when I first started doing my nails, there was a lot of talk about be careful which products you're using because you can have allergic reactions to them.
Yeah.
And if you're using certain products off certain lines, or if you're not using the standardized products, you are more a you can have those
Yeah.
reactions.
Yeah.
Because there's the gel, there's the powder, there's
Yeah.
the now they have the like stick-ons where you can put the light and
Right. And so that's what she was using, a stick on with the light and things like that. And
okay.
she had some gel, like so she has a bunch of stuff, but she said
Yeah.
it was something with like with the so what had happened was of course she did it on her right hand, and then of course, you know, itching your nose, scratching your cheek, itching your eye.
That glue,
That's why it all showed up on the right side of her face.
that's scary. Whatever product that glue is a really cheap glue
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's
I've
gotta be.
used
Yeah.
a variety of different glues
Yeah.
and I've never seen that or
Yeah.
heard of
Like I
that.
said, it was probably some, you know, some knockoff made in China, you know, thing that, you know, was, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, cause it was just a throwaway gift, you know, just a, hey, here's something cause she's interested in it, you know, and that kind of thing. So anyways, that was, you know, relatively, exciting slash scary too.
So when I was learning to do my nails, I do the gel with the tip and the glue, and
Hmm.
so I put a little tip extension on with the glue, and then I build out with the gel builder,
Yeah.
and fancy stuff. So
Super fancy. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know you know what that is, Micah. You
Of
do
course
your
I do.
nails all the
I've
time.
got a gel builder right here. It's right there. See,
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But when I was buying products, I was having the worst time where I was trying to buy all these like night cheaper products because the
Right.
one at
Yeah.
the time was kind of ridiculously
Sure.
expensive.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, they have to all be the same," you know? And so I kept buying these different products and it was like my nails were falling off, like the fake
Yeah.
nails, not the real
Right.
nails.
Right.
I
Right.
still have fingertips.
Yes. Yeah. That's good.
I
Yeah.
would I was having like redness and stuff like that and it was just like bizarre things.
Yeah.
And then I finally I was like, okay, I will find the stuff that's used in the nail salons. And I did. And that's the stuff I've been using for 6 years now. And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's that's what she needs to do. Like she
Yeah,
needs to
I'll send
find
you a picture of what she's using, and then of course, yeah, of course, she's never gonna be using it again.
no.
We'll be tossing that stuff and getting her
Toss that
some.
stuff. Are
Yeah,
you going does she want to still do the press-ons or does she want to do
she'll probably eventually get into like the gels and things like
cuz
that.
these
So
hold up. The
yeah,
press-ons don't.
yeah,
Trust me. I have
yeah,
I have tried my fair share of different versions.
yeah,
But the gel tip extensions, if she's more like hands-on,
yeah.
animals, whatever she's doing, cuz I knock my nails into everything.
Sure,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and if she needs, I will be
yeah.
here.
I'll send her your way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
Yeah,
I will give all the right products,
yeah,
that way she's got the best of the best. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm talking like several $100s of investment, polishes included.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
light, drill, gel, all the products you could possibly need with polishes.
yeah.
And that would save her exponentially financially for
And
years.
everyone listening, links in the description below to all of those, and we do get a I don't even know what they call it. This is how this
I don't even know what they call
how
it either.
amateur we are. We get a kickback for it because we have so many listeners and sponsorships. So yeah, links in the description below. Holla at your boy.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude.
yeah,
Holla.
yeah.
So,
Give us money.
no, I will totally do it because it's such a tedious process learning
Yeah,
sometimes when
yeah.
especially when you don't know what you're trying to get into. You're
Right,
like, okay, what's
right.
working, what's not,
Yeah.
what product works,
Sometimes
what doesn't.
yes. Sometimes you just need somebody to show you, show you
Yeah.
what's up. Yeah,
I literally when I was in the restaurant industry and women would come in and be like, "Who did your nails?"
yeah.
I would I would say, "Oh, I do them," and they'd be like, "I want to do that. What do you do?" And I would sit
Yeah,
there
she
on
sit
like
down and like,
paper
yeah,
and
yeah.
write out everything.
That's awesome.
And
That's
I'd be like,
awesome.
"Take this. This is your
Yeah,
purpose."
yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, if she needs
Okay,
somebody, let me know.
so
Okay.
that was my second story. What is your second story?
I have a new laptop.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes,
on a new laptop.
and it's a Dell, right?
Yeah, it's a Dell XPS before they effed up their branding and just announced a republishing of their branding so that they look like Apple. Dell, that was a bad move, you
Weird.
idiots. So
Okay.
this XPS line is going to be no longer. They're going to
Huh.
wrap it into another one of their Dell Pro lines.
So now
Anyways,
are you old enough to remember there used to be these things on there used to be this thing called a television.
yeah.
Okay. And so on this
What
television,
is a television?
it was where it was like a square and you would push buttons and you could see projections
Wow,
of like entertainment like
that's
or
amazing.
news or things like that, right? So in this television there were breaks, and these breaks were called commercials. Okay.
Okay.
So these commercials would try to sell you certain things, but subliminally, right? They would just
Okay.
like plant ideas in your head. Like maybe you see a pizza commercial, and then like you'd be like, "Oh snap, man, pizza sounds good."
Oh,
That kind of thing.
snap.
So you got TVs. There were TVs, and then in these TVs there were commercials. One of these said commercials were for Dell, and it was a blonde haired dude. I think he got in trouble with the law
Oh,
eventually at some point, but. You're getting a Dell. Dude, you're getting Adele. Like that was the
dude.
tagline.
Dude, I love
Are
that.
you too young for that?
I might be too young,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of commercials I was exposed to.
Everyone listening, all 35 of our listeners, if if anyone remembers, dude, you're getting Adele, just tell me. Tell me I'm not the oldest one here. Because yeah. So, anyways, so when I saw that you were getting Adele, like that instantly went in my
Dude, you
dude, you're
getting
getting
Adele.
Adele. Yeah. So anyways, are you
Wow.
in love with it?
I love this. Dude, so as I was telling you, I did a custom build on it so that I could
Awesome.
have the graphics cards, the storage space,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever fancy stuff. My dad's the guru, the tech
Yeah.
guru.
Yeah.
He's just like, he sat down and he's like, okay, we're going to do the best of the best. We've got some major integration, NVIDIA integrated
Yeah.
with NVIDIA on it. So a lot of really cool stuff. NVIDIA's
Sweet.
graphics card. So this laptop makes my old laptop look like a piece of crap.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and that one was really great. I will
Yeah.
never rip on that one. And I'd still
Yeah.
hear backup when I need it.
Yeah.
But I literally was getting to the point, and it was probably good we didn't record for the last few weeks of the year because I was getting to the point where I would open up a Word document only. That was the only app open. It would
Yeah.
be 10,000 words and my laptop would be like burning. It would
Yeah.
be like we're going to combust
Yeah.
and
That's what
melt.
you're saying. Yeah. It just
Yeah.
was. Yeah. That's
And I'm
crazy.
like, dude, and I kept tracking the time. I'm like, there is no way I can do my development edits because we're
Yeah.
talking like 155,000 words
Right.
plus now.
Right.
And I was like, there's no way. And then at the very same time, it's like the offer for the job came through. And I
Right.
had told you, once I get a job offer, I'm investing in a new laptop.
Yep.
Like that is
Exactly.
my treat to
Yep.
myself.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. And so that is exactly what's happened here. It's just
So
like,
so the most important thing about all this is you've basically got a gaming PC now.
it is
Um
I mean, it is slick black. The keys are like super soft. Like
Nice,
I don't know.
but you've got a decent CPU and a decent
Yeah.
graphics card.
Oh
So
God, yeah.
so we need to start doing some gaming together, bro. That's
I'll add that. I'll tag you at midnight and be
yeah.
like, "You up?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you ready to roll, bro?
You ready to
We about to
roll?"
roll. You know, like get on. We'll do some GTA 5. We'll go rob some banks and kill some. You know,
Done. Call it a
yeah,
day.
let's freaking do it.
Oh, what was that game? So it was on the computer, and you could be in a race car, and or like a Lamborghini or
Hmm.
whatever, and you could race, and you would outrun the police. So you would always run, you could always modify your car, paint it something, and
Yeah,
then the police would always find you, and you'd be on like a
I know.
fast speed
I can
chase.
even picture. I can even picture the cover.
I feel like
I
it
can't
started with
remember.
an N, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
well, I can't remember if it was a Need for Speed um game. Like Need for Speed did a bunch of different games. I can't
Yeah.
remember if it was like a Need for Speed game that did that or if it was something else. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and that would be a lot of fun. I'll be the
It
cop.
almost looks like Need for Speed, but it was so much. It was like we're talking like classic. Like
Really?
it's
Huh.
one of those like the game Joust. I
Oh,
mean,
Joust was so
I
good.
love Joust.
Joust was so good.
I love
Yeah.
Joust.
Dude, if you wake me up at midnight to play some Joust, I'm in.
Bro, that was the game. I would sit there for hours trying to beat
Yeah.
the boss. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
that
"Go,
game.
go, go."
No, well, and what's interesting is Joust is old AF.
It's amazing. I love
So
that game.
how you know about some Joust?
I grew up playing games.
That's
Like
but
my brother and I
Joust is like before my time. I mean,
gotta move in my
that was an
PJs here.
yeah, that was an old game.
Well,
Like
it was on the
82 or something?
Do you know the original Xbox, the very first Xbox that
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out?
yeah.
They had Joust available.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So there was Joust, and then there was this game called Blinks.
I don't know
And
that one.
that was, I don't know what it was. There was Blinks and then this roller skating game. Like those were the first games I ever played. Joust, Blinks, and the roller skating game.
Huh.
And the roller skating game, you would literally go around, do missions on your roller skates
I
with
do
cool
remember
music.
I do remember
Yeah?
the role playing game. I played that one. Yes, I do
Yeah,
remember that
that
one.
was
Yeah.
cool.
That
But
was because
Blink,
you could play multiple players with that. Like you could have 4
yes!
players. Yes. That was a
Yeah,
great game.
that was
Great
my
game.
brother and I lived on that
Yeah,
game.
great game.
But there was also the Blinks one, and the Blinks one, I think it was an Xbox original game. I can't
Okay.
remember. But you basically were in this like dystopian world where like cats were like people, like figures,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you ran around with a vacuum that was like a device, and you could suck up things, and like you had to defeat alien type creatures, and
Maybe
it
I do
was
remember
I
this
feel like you
now.
would know this. Like
Yeah,
this
I
was
think
yeah, I haven't played it in maybe 16 years, 17, 20, 40 years.
yeah, I think I remember this now that you're actually
Yeah.
BLIN. I'm gonna assume it's BLINX.
Yes.
Yeah, Blinks
And I think they
Xbox.
came out with the Blinks too, but it was not the same.
Oh yeah, yep. I remember that, and I'll put that up on the
The
yeah,
Time Sweeper. Yes, the
yeah,
Time Sweeper.
yep. I remember that. Yep, I remember that game. So it's so
Yes.
crazy what you forget until you don't anymore.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
was
that's
this
wild.
dragon game I used to play too.
From
I
Spyro.
rented it. I can't even remember the name of it. I
Yeah,
just remember so there was this game and you had to go through you would be flying
yeah.
and you had to like avoid things.
Okay, yeah, yeah. No,
And
that's not Spyro, but I know what it's called. I know what it's called. It's weird.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
it's a
weird
weird
name.
name.
Yeah, yep.
And I just remember I don't know why, but I vividly remember I think it was level 8 and I'm not even kidding you. It might be accurate level 8, but I was like
Crazy.
so upset with this level because it was like impossible to do.
Yeah.
I was like, you were going through this like weird tunnel that was like underground, but there was like way too many obstacles.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, as I was like, this is impossible to pass.
Yeah.
As a child, I was completely traumatized.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is like you play games now that are so, you've got like 18 different button inputs, to do. And, you've got
Yeah.
like all this crazy in-depth, high processing and a million, enemies on the screen at one time. And, things like Dark Souls and, Elden Ring and things like that. And just these crazy games. And I'm like really good at these games. But I go back and play like, I don't know, Mega Man, and I get wrecked on the first level. Like I can't get
Yeah.
past the first level. It's like, what?
Yeah.
There are literally 2 buttons in this game, and I can't get
That's
past the first level. What is
Dude,
happening?
I think if I played Joust now, I would
Yeah.
probably fail the first level.
Oh yeah,
Like,
easy.
just I mean, there was a point I was like defeating the game where I
Yeah,
was like, I am so cool.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah, dude.
Not
Those
anymore.
those old those old games are so much harder than games
They
now. Even though
are.
even though we say these games are so hard, like no,
No
just go
way.
back and play an 8-bit 2-button game, and you'll get wrecked.
You freaking wrecked in 5 seconds,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that
That's
brings me
awesome.
back. There was this marble game too. I don't know if you know about it.
Yes. So, well,
You
okay,
were
the
the
one I'm thinking
marble and you
of,
rolled through like the
so
obstacles.
Marble Madness was an
Let me
NES
double
game. It's
let me
like I'm
double
talking
check.
Nintendo, but
No,
that
okay.
yeah,
But
but they
this
may
might have been
they may have brought it back for Xbox. Marble Madness.
Marble Blast Ultra.
That I don't know. Okay, no, it looks exactly like Marble Madness
It's
though.
probably
Yeah,
inspired by that, but it
yeah.
was one of those Xbox games that,
Okay,
when you bought Xbox,
yeah,
you that console, you got those. I
yeah.
think. I could be wrong. Don't
Or
quote
it
me
could have
on
been
that.
like cheap downloads or something. You could
Yeah,
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 yeah.
but I obsessed over that game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
That's
was
awesome.
okay. Wow.
So which story are we on? Are we on a me story or a you
I
story?
think we're at your story now.
Okay, let's see. Um, I am officially 9 weeks no tobacco. How about that?
Damn.
Yep.
That's awesome.
How about that?
I know
So
we were talking about that too cuz the last time we were on recording, which was like 4 weeks ago,
yeah, yeah.
you know, you had mentioned maybe doing some because you were I don't know, there was something going on. You're like,
Right,
"Oh,
right.
maybe I'll do it," or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Don't you dare." I don't know.
yeah,
It was going crazy. So
yeah.
I'm
No,
really happy to hear
so
that.
I had stopped dipping a long time ago,
Yeah.
but then I was still using like nicotine pouches,
Yeah.
and things like that, and now nothing, zero. So yeah, pretty pumped about that. I'm pretty excited. I do still like there are like that other night when my family was
Oh
trapped
god,
out there,
yeah.
dude. I wanted nothing more than just to like pour a glass of bourbon and have a dip.
Just
It
something
was
to
like,
take the edge off.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was like
Yeah.
what would that resolve? Nothing. So
I get it.
yeah, so didn't do it. But that's a small story. Let's since we only have 15 minutes because someone an hour. Um,
Bro, we might be able to meet sooner than next Friday.
I mean,
I
look,
don't know
I
what
think
your
I think
schedule
I think this
is.
is the last time we're gonna meet. I
Happy
don't ever.
2025.
Yeah,
Bye, everybody.
see ya. I don't see us ever having another conversation again in life and history ever in life.
This is
Ah,
it. Yeah, but this is so fun. This time is flying so fast. It's not
dude, it's
even
going
fair right
so fast.
now.
I look at 45 minutes. It seems like we've been talking for like 5 minutes. It's like
Yeah,
it's
dude. I'm like,
ridiculous.
I'm like looking at the time, like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do talk some writing real quick.
Okay, good.
Um,
I want to hear more about
uh,
your writing.
talk to me about yours first, since I gave you my little tobacco story. That was still a story. So yes, you go first, and then I'll wrap it up.
Whatevs.
That's the name of the game, bro. Whatevs.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Whatevs.
Okay, so development edits are I'm kicking butt on development edits.
Awesome.
I got my development edits back January 2nd, the day I got this laptop, so it was
Yeah.
crazy timing.
Which was crazy. That was so wild that you got
Yeah,
both
I
at the
like
same time.
texted you like back to back. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, my edits.
Well,
Oh my god, my laptop."
so then I was like, here's the conundrum: do we set up the laptop, or do we, do edits
Do the
on the old
edits.
computer? Like
Like,
what do we do
F
first?
the old
Yeah, yeah. We
computer.
set the new laptop up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
no, I was like literally it is a breeze working edits on this laptop. You have
Awesome.
no idea. It's
Yeah.
like life changing.
Yeah.
I can't speak. Life changing. What the heck
Life
was that,
changing.
dude?
It's all good. It's all good. You're a corporate person now. You know,
uh,
you're gonna get dumber. It's just gonna
it's
happen.
just I'm just gonna stop writing. We're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yep.
English? What?
I love.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what?
I stopped writing for like 15 years when I went into the corporate field. So
Yeah, not
get
cool,
ready.
dude.
We
Not
we're
cool.
not gonna see another book from C.D. McKenna until 2048. I don't math, so that's not 15 years, but I don't that's close enough.
That is like 23 years.
Yeah, who cares? Shut up,
Oh.
go.
Okay, so anyways, this is I think this is gonna be the thickest book yet out of all the books I've written.
Nice. Now, are we talking
Um
THICC, like, dang, you thick, girl? Or are we talking like THICK?
what the heck does that even
What
mean?
the heck do you mean?
I'm like English.
THICC is like, dang, girl, you thick. And then THICK is like, oh, that's a thick book.
Dang girl, you're thick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
THICC.
So I got this manuscript at 155,000 words.
Nice.
And I am over halfway through my edits, my comments, but I have made a list that I want to go back and do some stuff on.
Right.
And I'm at 158,000 words.
Nice.
And I have to add a chapter.
Nice.
So I
Awesome.
don't know, with line edits, sometimes I get kind of wordy and it's unnecessary and
Right.
there might be like, a few thousand words taken out,
Yeah.
but that would still put me at the thickest book that I've written today.
Awesome.
So
I love it.
very excited.
I love
But
it.
yeah, I'm like, my editor told me, he told me he really enjoyed this. These are huge compliments from this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man like doesn't give compliments.
Yeah.
And then he said there wasn't a lot of work. There's like one major development edit that I've already looked at, reviewed, and I'm game planning. And it's not even like, it doesn't change the direction of anything. It's
Yeah.
just tweaking how it's the
Sure.
delivery method. And
So
but
how many red lines did you get? Like did you have a lot of strikes and a lot of red lines and a lot of oopses?
so this guy, so he did comments. So no red tracking yet.
Okay.
But okay, in full transparency here, this man will comment over everything.
Yeah.
Like my previous manuscripts, I would be like in the 500 or 600 comments. Like,
Wow.
but we're talking 155,000 words,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it would, because he would be like, oh, this is unclear meaning, or
Right.
does this have something to do with this? And if so, let's clarify that. Or I love this, comments like that.
Yeah.
But or he'll point out line edit things ahead of time where he'll just go, because he tries to teach you. He wants to teach you so that you're a better writer.
Right. It's
And
awesome.
so he'll be like, he'll highlight a line and then he'll give you a lesson about why this might deliver this method and why saying this way, or, hey, by the way, this is a repetitive word I've seen a few times. So comments like that all the way through.
Yeah.
So not every single comment's like, this sucks.
Right.
But,
exactly. Yeah.
So, but he's comment happy. He loves his comments.
Yeah.
So for this one, I only got 300 comments, which
Crazy.
is effing crazy for this man.
That's awesome.
I was like, what? And I mean, I'm burning through them, and a lot of it's just clarifying like a scene or adding a little bit more to a thought process.
Yeah.
Or, things like that. And so it's like I'm just knocking through them, which is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And I only have 2 subplot concepts that I'm going to build out, but I'm hoping to finish all my development edit comments this weekend, and so that I can spend the next like 2.5 weeks completely reviewing my manuscript all over again.
Yeah.
And then going through all the notes I left myself, addressing that extra chapter, going through a few things, but all the comments will be resolved.
Yeah.
And so, because my line edits are already booked for January 27th. So
Cool.
It's madness.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very excited. I'm trying to keep imposter syndrome from getting in the way.
Yeah.
She showed up
it will.
a couple of days ago.
Yeah. You kick her to
ugly.
the curb. She don't belong here. No.
Yeah, I was like, oh crap. I'm like, don't edit. I literally was editing and then it started to creep up and I just said, walk away. I was like, don't do this.
Yep.
So now I'm going to sit back down today and edit.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm very excited.
And you also you have a
Oh,
cover reveal coming up soon, right?
I
Like
do.
in a week,
January 17th.
Yeah, a week from today. Cool. How fun.
Do I know what it looks like?
So you've
No.
seen it.
Nope.
You've not seen it. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
No,
When do you see it?
I'm probably gonna either see it today or Monday. Um,
Crazy.
I'm just thinking about my cover designer because I know how she works and her timing. But we've already been in contact, and she's finishing things up. But she had emergency with her husband, so
Mm,
she was just like, her husband got like deathly ill over Christmas, and
terrible.
I
Terrible.
was like, ouch, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, honestly, this is not even. I'm not
Right.
even worried.
That
Like,
doesn't even pop up on the radar when it comes to, family and illness
no,
and all that. Right.
no. I'm
Right.
like, I've worked with you for 4 years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Right.
Like,
Right. So now here's the important question that all 35 of our listeners want to know. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's really funny to me.
because it's
Because
glorious.
it's glorious. It's so good. But um, I mean, let's be honest. Like when you see it, like I get to see it, right?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
send it to
of
you.
course you
I'm
are. Of
gonna
course.
send it to you. I'm gonna send you probably the PDF on email
Yeah.
so you can
Yeah.
blow it up.
Yeah. So I can actually see it, and then of
Yeah.
course I will immediately delete it, like the old Mission Impossibles. This message will self destruct in 6 seconds or whatever. So
Yeah, dude. I
yeah,
am so excited because we had such intense discussions about what this cover would look like, and it's
yeah.
just I'm really excited about this
I'm
one.
super stoked.
Yeah.
One more thing before we get back to my last story and then we wrap it up. Chelsea texted me, I don't know, a
Oh,
couple nights
shit.
ago, maybe
Yeah,
it wasn't a week ago, so it was a couple nights ago.
it
She's like,
was.
"Hey man," that's what her voice sounded like in my head when I read the text. Like, "Hey man," I was like, "What's up, girl?" And you was like, "Hey man, what you think? What you think about some pirates?" And I was like, "Hey, girl, I like them pirates, man. Pirates are cool. Pirates are cool."
That's
She's like,
cool.
"Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking pirates are cool too." She's like, "What do you think about pirates and dragons?" I was like, "Oh snap! Now you just made like a peanut butter and jelly, but for a book because pirates and dragons, peanut butter and jelly." And so we discussed this a bit, and I think you made a decision to start writing a pirate dragon book.
I did.
Yeah,
That
which is
is
awesome.
I am like I'm freaking out over this storyline, and I really am hoping if I can get ahead with my comments today, I'm actually
Yeah,
hoping to write this weekend
awesome.
because it is a story I'm really passionate about. It's in the Varelian Saga world, so
Yeah,
no major world building necessary besides the pirates and the lore behind
yeah.
that, which I'm really excited about
Now,
because
do
I
you already
already
have a area or a geographical location that these pirates
yeah,
may be
call home.
from? Or
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah. So you'll see that like when you in the books you hear more, especially in book 4, which
yeah,
it really starts to take off is I start introducing a lot more pirate lore.
sweet,
Because
awesome.
one of the characters starts to get introduced more to that
Yeah,
side. And
yeah,
so you start to hear more about it, phrases, terms, all of the hierarchy, the
yeah.
clans.
Cool, cool. And
So
we did come up with a pretty rad name for like
we
a
did.
cove, or I can't remember what it was. Was it for the
It,
cove or what was it
well,
for?
I'm gonna name the ship after it
Awesome,
because there's a specific ship that's gonna be massive in this. It's a
awesome, cool,
cornerstone piece. So
cool.
I'm so excited for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But my goal was, and not to offset too far, because I want to hear your story and I want to hear more about your writing.
yeah.
And it's not going to kill me if we go off over a few
No, it
minutes.
will.
But
It will. We literally have 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 33 seconds left.
done.
Yeah.
And I think I told you this in text, but I really want to branch out of just the main saga
Right.
and start to introduce more storylines that people can pick up as standalones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because you know, you can gravitate to different readers that way.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's like I really want to start building out the world more by introducing standalones so that I don't have to rely on just the blood of the lion to get
Right.
readers into this world. Because I know the blood of the lion's pacing's a lot different just
Yeah.
because it's a saga
It's
and it's
huge.
like
Right.
and it has to lay out so much foundational groundwork.
Right.
But if you were to pick up a standalone or a
Duology.
duology, I don't know how
Duology.
to
Yeah.
freaking pronounce that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, your brain
English.
cells are already getting zapped
I'm
because
getting
you're in your
dumber.
corporate world. So don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. It
Okay.
happens.
But it's like those pacings, they're so much more like I think for a lot of readers, you pick it up and you're just like, holy crap. I mean, from day one, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Right. Right.
And that's what's so exciting. And as a writer, I have a lot of fun writing that. Even the Dragon Rider Query Project. I
Yeah.
mean, writing that first book was just like one thing after the next because
Yeah.
it's not reliant on a 9-book saga. It's
Right.
just like
Correct.
I can have fun with 3 books.
Yeah.
Or in this, the Dragon Pirate scheme, which is probably going to turn into a duology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just one giant standalone.
Giant,
I'm not,
huge book. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure yet because I have to start writing it. But I did outline it. I'm not gonna
Nice.
lie.
Nice.
I
Good.
and I I've got 24 chapters outlined in
Awesome.
terms of what I want to happen,
Awesome.
and I'm very excited.
Now, did
So yeah,
you do that on computer, or did you do that
yeah,
on pen and paper?
yeah, computer
Computer.
with my
So now
document, and my notes.
I have found that I really, really like outlining on pen and paper, and actually pencil and
Yeah,
paper, like with lead pencil, like that. I love pencil and
yeah,
paper.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I'm right there with you. Right over, literally to the left of me, is a giant notebook with all my development edit
Yeah.
notes, like
Yeah.
with a pink pen, all of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of my original outlining has been done on that. But I'm finding a lot of more of the like immediate basis for getting those thoughts down for
Yeah.
like the tracking and the pacing,
Yeah.
get it down on a document so I can see it. I don't know.
Right.
It's a weird visual thing I'm learning about myself.
Do you ever use audio recording?
No, because
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people did, back in the
Mhm.
day. They would use a little tape recorder, but now there's voice recording on the phone. But
And that would be smart. I
yeah,
know somebody who does that.
yeah. I've only done it
Yeah.
twice, and it's been when I was driving. But I was like, I can't lose this thought, and I would just hit it and say the thought and just save it to a.
I've done the same thing and I'm like voice to text.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Just send it to somebody. They'll be like, "What?" Be like, "Don't worry about it. I just need I just
Don't
needed
worry
that there
about
so I
it.
could get it later."
Literally what I've done. I
Yeah,
sent stuff to my brother before and I was
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't worry, just ignore that.
Right.
Like,
I'll come back and get it later. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
get it. But that's
yeah.
like, so that story I'm really excited about. And I have a crazy goal. I created a vision board inspired by an author, H.D. Bergen. And if
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah.
listens, she talked about a vision board and she does it for her writing. And
Cool.
I've never done one before. And I decided this year was the year for the Varillian Saga to have a vision board
Awesome.
for just this year. And
Love it.
so I
That's
created
great.
one. And on that is actually publishing that Pirate Dragon book. So we'll see.
Nice. So
We'll see.
your goal, your want is to publish that pirate story in 2025.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it's not going to be as thick as like the Scars of the Wicked or
Right.
anything like
Right.
that. It's like,
So what happens if your pirate story and a Singing Blade, my epic trilogy that's going to beat your length by like 2,000 words? What happens when those are released in the same day, Chelsea? Um,
we're going to have a live and we're going to take shots like we did in the old days.
Oh snap! I thought we were gonna go to war and we were gonna behead each other,
Oh,
but I like the shots. I like the shots idea so much better.
dude.
Yeah, that's a
And I
great
would
idea.
only do that if you were down. I would only do it if you were down because I don't want to
I'll,
step on your toes. Because
no,
that,
no, I would of course, no, I would not. I would not care if we released the same day because we're homies. B, we would never release the same day because we're homies. C,
exactly. It's like,
C, if we released in the general vicinity of the same time, yes, we would definitely do a double live and freaking rage.
yes, dude, we got to rage. Even if it was like the same week or something. I don't
Right,
even know. I
right,
don't even know.
yeah,
But
or like one week and then the other. Who knows? But yeah, that will, and of course, then that could lead into our our mashup. Our mashup where all of our characters get together and they
some
join
sort
a
of
house in
portal
The
opens
Sims.
up.
Yeah, and we do like a Sims version of our characters' lives.
Actually, I
So,
feel like that would be so much fun.
oh, I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking.
That
So,
would be so much fun.
anyways, we are running closer, and I want to respect your time.
I respect
Uh,
that. But tell me about you.
so not much on my end except for continuing to write. I do have to say I'm not going to lie. It is hard to be as good of a writer as I am and not constantly share it with people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
I get
like
it.
like my writing is so good, so much better than everybody else's that I have a hard time keeping it quiet, but I'm keeping it quiet. I'm keeping it on the down low.
It's exciting to keep it quiet. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I have a secret.
Yeah, it is. So I went back and I rewrote the prologue. Because
Yeah.
remember, I had it in present tense. It
Yeah.
was real weird, but it kind of struck a chord.
Yep.
But I was like, well, maybe it's too weird. So I went back and I rewrote it in third person past tense. And it really works. It really works. It's pretty heavy. And so then I rolled right into chapter one, got chapter one completely done. Chapter two is completely done. Chapter three is completely done. So 3 chapters completely done. And it is all over the freaking, like, dude, it's like, talk about epic scale. Like
Oh, my
it's,
heart.
yeah, the scale is quite huge. Like each chapter is about 5,000 words.
Those,
So
I love that.
yeah, and it's like one chapter, the whole chapter is like the main protagonist child and the main protagonist man
Yeah.
in a kitchen. Like that's the whole chapter, and they're like just talking about things, like so it's like
It's
it's
Tolkien
so
level. It's
yeah,
like,
it's so good. It's
yeah.
so good. By the way, of course we only to all of our 35 listeners, they all know that me saying all of that in the beginning, my writing being better than everybody else, my writing being so good, that was a joke. Please,
No, it
everyone,
wasn't. He's serious. He's an
please, everyone,
egotistical
realize that's a
maniac.
joke. No, I am proud of my writing, but I don't think I'm at the level of anyone who's been doing this for any length of time, including the Miss McKenna in front of
I
me
don't
here.
know, dude. My editor makes me feel like crap.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. But no. Long story short, I'm very excited. It's moving along. It's going well. If I can really get like 2 months, like if I could get like 2 months of just like
Yes.
slam time, like every day, like just slam at home, like I think I could be ready for like edits in like June,
Wow.
which would
That's
be
such a like a
awesome.
surreal moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like my heart for you, just like because it's when it's your debut and you get those edits and
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
wow, there's a lot of emotions involved.
Oh yeah,
Even if
yeah,
you're excited, there's a lot of emotions. It's a
yeah,
very intimate process, is what I
yeah.
say.
Well, I was
Yeah,
talking to Daniel Bouch the other day.
I
And
love him.
he was telling me, he's like, dude, I got to tell you, he's like, you've got to start writing. Like you've got to start prioritizing your writing.
That's what I
Like,
tell.
yeah. And I told him, I said, that's exactly what Chelsea says. He's like, you've got to start prioritizing your writing because he's like, yes, you do Anatolian Press, and yes, all this stuff, but Anatolian Press was always only for helping new authors get that first step.
Yeah,
Right. I don't have the capacity or the faculty to continue pushing authors further than the beginning stages. And that's
right,
all I ever wanted. So
right.
and that's what we were talking about he may be ready to to branch out on his own and get his own publishing company done. Yeah,
Daniel.
and I'm so stoked for him. Deborah Dobbs is talking about the same thing. So it's like this is epic because that's exactly the plan,
That was
was
what we wanted.
to
Yeah.
help authors get started and then have them branch on their own.
Empower,
Right,
and
right.
encourage
And
confidence.
Anatolian Press has done so many cool things, like got all of the authors together and to go down to WriterCon, and they made all these different relationships, and now Betsy and Jen and Jenny have a podcast, and Deborah is working with Bob Sands, and so it's all this kind of stuff, and that all happened from Anatolian Press. The Autumn Tales stuff, that all happened from Anatolian Press. All
Autumn
these
Tales. I
authors
love that.
Right. All these authors started with Anatolian Press. So I'm
Yeah.
super proud of it. And Daniel is too.
As
He's
you
like,
should be.
well, thank
Dude,
you.
this
And
was groundwork.
Daniel's
You did that.
Daniel's said the same thing. He's like, man, what you've done and what you do is great. But he's like, you probably need to re-image your image or your marketing plan to really establish that you're there to help new authors begin, so that you can focus on your own writing. And
You should.
yeah. And so we had a good talk the other day. It was very
Good.
good.
Good. Because you should. Honestly, you're very, very talented, Micah. And I don't
Yeah,
just say that because we're homies and we're sitting on a podcast together.
yeah. Don't call it a podcast, and don't
Yeah, and
call it a
it's
comeback, and don't call it a show. It's whatevs.
it's what us.
It's
But
whatevs.
it's like, but I mean that. And it's like, as a creative, being able to fuel that spirit, that writing spirit, there's no other feeling like it.
Yeah.
You
Well, see,
know?
that's what I've realized, because I've gone through all this kind of stress and anxiety about Anatolian Press not being able to support the authors as much as I would like to, and things like that. And it's because they've outgrown me, and
Yeah.
that's the model, that the model of
The hope was
Anatolian
always
Press
to.
was
Yeah.
always for them to outgrow me and for me to help other authors and continue helping other authors, and that's what I
Right.
want to do. But I've so all the stress involved in
Yeah.
that, and all the crap I've gone through the last few months or whatever with that.
It's been a
But
party.
oh yeah, dude, it has been a party. But long story short, yes, I need to kind of reestablish, the goals of what Anatolian Press wants to do, which is to help new authors,
Yeah.
and then send
From
them on their
there,
way as a
send
proud mama, send them on their way, so yeah, there's a lot of cool things coming down that pipe. Long story short, yep, doing my writing, it's going well. I'm not so arrogant to think that my writing is better than anyone else, so don't anybody come for me. It was a
but he's
joke.
effing talented.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Uh,
He
but
doesn't joke, guys.
I am
Micah's always
talented. I
serious.
can play drums and guitar. So what's up? Bring it. What's up? Can you play drums and guitar? No.
No.
So my drumming is I think I've told you this before. I can't use the R word because we're not allowed to anymore in this day and age,
Not
2024.
not on
But
this show.
but boy, oh boy, do I feel R word when I when I sit down on the drums, man. It is so different. It is so different. It's like your brain has to split into these different, you're keeping time in at least like five on at least five different levels. So like,
Oh God.
all your limbs are moving at different times, and it's very, very different from playing guitar.
Yeah, that takes practice.
Yeah. I am the first song I'm committed to learning, which is a much more difficult song than I had ever thought, because I've only always listened to the guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
Is "Zombie" by the Cranberries, which is a great song. Love that song. I
Love that
absolutely
song.
adore that song.
Love
But
that
from a
song.
guitar and vocals level, it's super simple. It's four chords the entire song, and of course her voice. I'm not saying her voice is simple. Her voice is incredible, but the drums, the drums are intense. Like the kick drum is constantly moving. He's playing like the hi hats instead of the snare on the verses, or I'm sorry, the high toms instead of the snare. Like and he's got some pretty dynamic stuff in the chorus. But like I'm like 70%, like can play through it 70% perfectly. So I'm
Wow.
pretty stoked
I
about
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty excited
So are
about
you
that.
going to record it and then I
I'll
want to
probably
see?
record it. Brian and I, he sent me some tracks because he plays drums, guitar, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
he sent me
Lynch,
some
right?
tracks. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do some stuff together once we have time. But we're gonna record some stuff together, so that'll be fun.
You should
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah,
create some epic intro to like a
yeah,
fantasy.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. And then sell it for $4 million,
Yeah, because then you
which
can
will be a
quit your job
steal.
and write for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's the plan.
Fun.
Chelsea, it's been an honor. It's been so much fun. We're back, but don't call it a comeback.
Don't call
Uh,
it a comeback.
don't call it a podcast. Don't call it a show. It's whatevs.
So what else?
Yeah. Get on your meeting. Go let your dogs out. I'm gonna go. My wife actually has to go to work today for a little bit. She only works on Fridays.
Yeah.
But we got dumped another 3 inches last night.
Oh my God.
Right. We haven't recovered from the 12 inches we got
Just
Saturday.
getting unloaded on.
Yeah, dude, we're just getting blasted. So she stayed home till noonish, one-ish for the sun to come up, but she's still got to go in and do a few hours.
That sucks.
I'm gonna go make sure she can get out okay, and
All right.
then I'll do some editing. And look, we've got 3 episodes to throw up.
We do.
All 3 episodes up tonight,
Do
and
it.
just let, because you know what? I don't care about no freaking algorithm. I don't care about no.
What?
Let people. If people want to come on and listen to us and watch Chelsea finger dance or whatever the f she's doing.
This is
Whatever.
this is finger dancing
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah, finger dancing. People can do that because that's what's up. Make sure if you've made it this far into the video that you like and subscribe. Pay us lots of money, and we'll see you next time, which will be who the knows. So
So true.
Bye.